Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the Poverty Princess with
Hi,
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Today I'm talking about budgets and bank statements. So let me get right into the bank statement part. Many of us, myself included, do not actually sit every month and look over our bank statements. Well, guess what, guys? It's often a good idea that you do. And here is why. 1. Excessive ATM fees. And 2. Charges that you may have forgotten. You subscribe for something or purchase something or something that's on a continual basis that money is taken from your account. Yeah. Several months ago, just that happened to me. Software that I had paid for was set to expire, and the company helped themselves to $39.97 out of my account. Needless to say, I complained, I argued, I got my money back, and I of course canceled the subscription. So checking your bank statement is often a good idea,
Especially if you don't
because
recognize something on
you
it.
may have subscribed to something at an intro rate, forgot about it, and now you're paying the full rate and not even batting an eye because you don't really notice. So don't be afraid to look over your bank statement 1 or twice a month, because guess what? It will help you catch anything out of the ordinary. As for ATM fees, I do have 2 little suggestions that might help you in the battle to not pay excessive ATM fees. For the most part, name banks are notorious with their high charges for using their ATM. I don't know why, but it just seems to be the norm.
Around here, PNC Bank charges about $5 and above for ATM fees.
Yeah, and that's just absolutely crazy. So, next time you're in a convenience store, you may want to just check the ATM out and see what they charge as a fee, because most of the ATMs in those type of store settings will allow you to take out a minimum of $200 at a pop. So thereby you're at least getting your money out, but at a little bit cheaper rate as compared to having a daily limit, say, of $300, where you still got to go take another $100 out to make $4, and then pay that ATM fee on top of another ATM fee. Or you could also go to a store like Giant, and if you have several purchases you need to make at the self-scan, you could scan each item and pay for it individually and withdraw the money that way, whatever you need, avoiding all ATM fees, and you would have your money, your purchases, win-win. For small amounts, you could also go to Dollar General and simply pay $1 for $40 or less. Just an idea, guys, but definitely worth looking around for cheaper ATMs because they are crazy.
And you'll also usually find them a lot in Pantry Quick stores. I don't know if they're like a nationwide thing, but if you have a Pantry Quick in your city, odds are you're going to have an ATM that charges less than $2 in it to withdraw money, period.
Well, about
how they seem
$2.50,
to-
$2.50, or
about
at the
$2,
most
$2.50.
$3. At the most, maybe $3, which is cheaper than what some of the bank ATMs charge you right off the bat. So, yeah, I don't know about Sheets. We don't live by a Sheets. We have them here in town, but we don't live by them.
anywhere by them.
So I can't say. But oftentimes, little gas stations and that, check out the fees on their ATMs. You might be pleasantly surprised to see that using one could actually save you money. So it's worth it to look into it at some point. All right, on to dreaded budget. And if you're like most people, you're probably thinking, oh God, budgets. Yeah, I agree, they're not the nicest thing necessarily to do. They're okay if you're looking to save money and trim some excess spending from your budget, but in our case, they're not a nice thing to do because we have way more bill than money. And part of the issue is we cannot, on a month-to-month basis, estimate what our monthly income is actually going to be. And that causes, unfortunately, a problem only because when you're working with temp services, that is the norm. So this particular month, I wasn't aware that my son's job was essentially going to end December 28th. Had I known that, I would never have gotten myself my new cell phone, but in hindsight, I did need a phone number because my rheumatologist does need to contact me to set up for my my gel shots for my knees. Not to mention this mature worker program, I also need to have a phone number for as well. Basically, I guess you could say our problems kind of started end of the summer when my son thought that he was going to have a good opportunity with the job that a friend recommended him for. Unfortunately, that did not turn out to be the case. The interview went horribly bust. The guy basically was a douche.
Yeah.
And he had already quit his job.
Can I explain what happened with that? What happened basically was I got the interview. It was like an over the phone interview, and I don't understand why the person that called me used a landline when cell phones are such a prevalent thing anymore. But the guy could not hear me. Kept saying that it was something on my end. I'm like, no, like this has to be something on your end. My phone's fine. I have complete bars and service and everything. And it just got irritating that this guy couldn't hear me. So I kept having shout into my phone and whatnot. And the guy thought I had attitude and then hung up on me. But that was my fault. That was completely my fault. Well, Dick, why'd you call me from a landline? Like, who has a landline anymore? Why would you as a business have a landline?
Well, a lot of businesses, though, still do. But
yeah, but that's
why a lot of people do use their cell phones for
that's what
work.
I mean. But why would you use a landline for an interview? I don't understand it. But that failed. That burned to the ground because of that.
And he couldn't go back to his previous job because he had quit it. So he has been doing what I call the temp train ever since. And I can vouch, and my son can vouch, that sucks. It really does. It sucks.
It does, especially around here.
Because you really cannot estimate what your income is going to be, especially when you're not exactly sure how long your job assignment is going to be for. And that can really put you into a bit of a bind as far as paying your rent or paying a bill. Yeah. So we basically started off the new year essentially in the red quite a bit. I'm actually kind of hoping my other son actually said he would help us out with $200, but we haven't heard from him for a few days, so I don't know what's going on with that.
He's essentially gone AWOL, apparently in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, which I don't know.
He's supposed to be working, but I mean, I don't know. He's not returning any of our messages.
Or calls.
At any moment, there can be the rap at the door behind us. It is the landlord looking for his rent money, and we are short. Not to mention, we actually have not paid our internet simply because I don't have it. I had to pay a higher on-track payment starting with this month. When I recertified for my on-track, they doubled my payment. So, yeah, that wasn't something nice to have to contend with either. And that's just for basic electric. That is not heat. Our heat is included, thank God.
I still wonder why that doubled, though.
Yeah, the lady tried to explain it to me, but it really didn't make any sense. Basically saying that when we moved from upstairs down here, they did what's called a soft move, where they just transferred everything down here and didn't, I guess, recalculate my payment, and we're just going to wait till I was due for recertification. But they doubled the payment basically because my average bill, my average bill is roughly between $60 and $70, and that basically is for my washer and dryer downstairs, as well as the electric here in the apartment.
So they basically figured that $50 would be a an average to base it on?
I don't even know, but I just know they increased my payment. They more than doubled it, actually, and that really irritated me. Because right around the holidays, they sent me the paperwork about it, and I was like, oh, that's really nice.
Well, that's that's peeping out.
And
for
then
you.
also, every 3 months with our rent, we also have to pay every 3 months an extra $45 for sewer. Now, I mean, I'm really not complaining about it. It's just that we got that hanging over our heads too this month. And so right now we're trying to brainstorm, because my son's job ended December 28th, and his last paycheck wasn't even enough to give me towards the rent. So, yeah, that's why I'm in a bit of a bind, as far as my internet and that. The only thing, honestly, I can think of, and it's not even really so much an idea because I don't know if I'm even going to get any orders for, is make candles for Valentine's Day. But again, I'm not going to make like $300, $400 worth of candles. That has never happened. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that I hear from my other son this weekend, which would be a big help, at least as far as our rent. And I can maybe at least come up with half, you know.
Because I'll admit, our landlord is thankfully a very understanding guy. He understands the way job situations are in the area. But if we were to only just give him $300, then that he would just look at it and be like, okay, but how is this a thing? How do you only have half? Because like he knows my situation. He knows that a lot of these assignments and I'm in between jobs, and he's used to getting $500 now at $600, which to him is like, okay, you know, you have 3/4 of the rent here, but yeah, I'm okay with that. Giving him anything less than that would practically be a huge insult to him, and that's what we want to avoid.
Yeah, considering like back in August we like got caught up with everything. And he actually at one point, my son here, had a temp job that he really, really liked, and they let him go because he got sick, and he took 2 days off for being sick. So I guess you're not supposed to get sick. Not to mention, he wasn't aware at the time that he didn't have any medical insurance, so if they would have wanted like a doctor's note, he would have had a rude awakening, because his caseworker had never sent him a letter saying that his like medical coverage had like lapsed back in March. So for all them months,
I had no medical insurance at all. Nothing.
Yeah. So it's a precarious situation when you live in that kind of a situation. So I mean, yeah, it's not a good thing. But it is what it is, and
it's something that keeps us very much awake at night. We'll say that.
yeah, because I mean, any thing can be negotiated, but your rent really can't.
Yeah. That's something that has to have like a solid thing. If you want a roof over your head, you have to have that. That's the basis of everything.
Right, exactly.
Hi, Oreo.
So like I said, you know, counting on my son who offered to help us out. Well, now when we need him, you know, we haven't heard from him for a few days. So had I known that, you know, he was going to go AWOL, well then I would not have turned around and, you know, got stuff for the house like I did from Dollar General. I would not have you know, gotten a new phone, even though it wasn't all that expensive. You know, I wouldn't even have went on Amazon and ordered the extra cat litter and stuff. I essentially just would have hung on to everything on my check. But, you know, when somebody in your own family makes you that offer, you think that you can kind of depend on them. So we're kind of fortunate that he hasn't showed up yet.
And this is my older brother, by the way. Not my oldest, but my older.
So, yeah, we are kind of on pins and needles about this, and it's not a good way to
feel
start off the year. Now, in the past, I have been looking into a cheaper internet source, but unfortunately in Hazleton, it's either Verizon or Service Electric, and there's only like a $4 difference between the two. Somebody did mention to me a small...
Look who visited.
Hey, it's
Hey,
Mr.
bud.
Oreo.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, bud. Hi, buddy. A smaller mom
My
and
big
pop
baby.
internet service,
What's
but
up, bud?
they seem to have like a smaller bandwidth package than what I actually get right now, so that would not help as far as streaming and being able to do my videos. So if we don't come up with the money for our internet,
Yeah.
and I do have a feeling that, you know, my internet provider may actually terminate it just because we don't have the money to pay it, I will probably be doing my videos then, I would imagine, on my cell phone, because at least I could use my data and maybe possibly like upload them somewhere where I could pick up free Wi-Fi. I don't know. You know, that's like a worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like really not a good way to start a new year.
He's watching the screen.
But
You see
now
this?
budgets are good because they can help you spot things that, you know, you may be spending money on and not quite realizing you're spending the money on, like that Starbucks coffee every morning before work,
Look.
or going out to eat lunch, maybe
video.
ordering out every weekend, or just both Friday and Saturday.
Mama's making a video,
Yeah.
buddy.
Them different things do add up money, guys. In the course of a month, you would be surprised. Start bringing your own coffee, making your own flavor coffees from home, and bringing a healthy lunch, and in the course of a month, you'd be surprised the money that you could actually save for yourself. And also, don't be afraid to go on lowincomerelief.com, and if you are looking for cheaper car insurance, or perhaps cheaper
Whatever.
internet in your particular state,
Whatever.
maybe even medical insurance, they update it weekly, that website, and it's divided by states, so you're always free to go on, check even weekly, and see if maybe you can score yourself some lower prices in regards to some of your utilities. Sometimes even with electric suppliers, gas companies, you name it. So do go on to lowincomerelief.com. I'll include the link down below and check it out. You can sign up for emails, and like I said, doesn't hurt to check it out. Sometimes you can be pleasantly surprised and save yourself some money. And as far as saving on groceries, well, that's going to be a work in progress for us. So Monday, I am probably going to be doing a video, and I'm going to be poring over store circulars, doing some comparison with a calculator, and trying to see what store is going to give me the best deals.
Biggest
What's
bang
gonna
for
be
your buck.
Well, yeah, or else the biggest buck with no bang. Wait, yeah, that didn't come out right. Okay,
Yeah,
no.
I think what I said sounded a little bit more
Okay,
sensible.
yes, it did.
But we got this little guy here. Hi. Hi, handsome. You want to say hi to us?
Now, I do gotta make note here. Some of the things on this budget, and I know some of you guys, you know, do
Okay, he wants
spend
to go. Go ahead,
on
buddy.
eating out. Wow. Eating out to me is like grabbing a $5 bag from Wendy's and being happy with that, because fast food is like not something that I eat out very often.
It's not even that. It's like...
Entertainment. What is entertainment? Wow.
But hold on. Rewinding to the eating out part. We'll actually go out somewhere and actually eat when I actually have the money to actually take her out somewhere to eat, which is sad because, like, it shouldn't be that way, but again, because of our situation it is, and it's... I always feel like shit because I can't do a lot of things like that.
Yeah, but you shouldn't feel like that.
But it's hard not to. It honestly is.
Oh, and then don't forget, you got to factor in things like laundry detergent, toilet. Oh, well, I did mention like
Yeah,
toilet paper, paper towels. But what about shampoo? What about, you know, shower gel? What about things like that? That all costs money too. You know, so.
Well, thankfully, when it comes to things like that, we have a Dollar Tree.
And we also have a
gods.
Dollar General. Yeah, that is true. Very much so. So if your utilities are what is eating up a lot of your money, definitely jump onto low income relief, guys. You may be able to get some help there. Believe it or not, they also on that website do talk about auto insurance and health insurance, homeowners insurance. So if those are your expenses that really, really, you know, cost you a lot, you definitely want to jump on it and check out your particular state. As I said, it's updated frequently. Well, guys, I really hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Just so you know, everybody knows we, you know, didn't make this video to kind of, you know, come across as like, oh, poor us. We're just
wanted to-
showing guys that
We wanted to give you guys a general idea of what it is that we go through on a monthly basis.
when you don't have a permanent job. And that's also part of the reason why I have been looking into this mature workers program, because if he is not eligible for unemployment, we still owe money to landlord, worst case scenario, and it's got to come from somewhere. So I would rather go through some kind of training and get paid for it, and at least be able to use that
Because
on top of my, you know, my next check to.
Because yesterday I sat in with her in her what was it, the info session for that, and they highlighted, they emphasized it's not a job, it's a training program, but it pays like
Minimum
it's
wage.
a job, minimum wage, like it's a job.
And right now, yeah, we really.
It was
need-
actually really informative. I actually was really listening to Denise talk about all that. I was like, huh. And the little packet you had, all that, I was reading over it with you.
I
too.
still have it over there in the folder.
I was reading over all
So
that
yeah,
with you.
that's why I'm really gung ho about it, because even if it is only temporary for a few months, it takes some of the pressure off of him. But also, you know, like the extra money doesn't hurt, obviously.
No.
Besides getting caught up with our rent
Extra
and our
money
bills.
is never a problem for anybody.
But now, realistically, that probably wouldn't even start for me probably till towards the end of this month. So we still got 2 weeks that we kind of have to figure out where, how, or what we could do to come up with this while he looks for another job. And like I said, unemployment is a pain in the butt too. Honestly,
in Pennsylvania, it is. It takes weeks.
Back in October, he was deemed ineligible for it
Why did
because
come running
he
out here?
hadn't
Oreo.
paid back.
There's like a monetary quota that you have to pay back into unemployment compensation before you're eligible for it again. And I actually spoke to somebody, and they told me that it was like $900 some that my quota had to be paid back into, and because I didn't make that amount, or I guess refill that, or I don't know.
Yeah,
something along them lines, I was deemed ineligible for it because of that quota.
Right. So yeah, good times, guys.
Oh yeah, very good times. Very. We're popping bottles of champagne over here.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. And
Yeah,
just wanted to say,
I mean, that would have been funny, you know, 2-3 days ago.
no, what would
New
be
Year's
funny?
Eve.
You wake up and have like an extra $900 in your bank account. And I know, like, it's like common sense, like, oh, if they make a mistake, you're liable for it. Yeah, I know. But I'll tell you what, I would just make a little
Like that time-
borrow it, just
like
a
that-
little bit of it, what I need.
Like that time years ago?
I don't know.
Like that time...
I never would even have that kind of luck.
Like
just
that time years ago when I was living with Andy and Tara, and like, I'd already gotten my dad's check 2 days before. And then I got another one? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
$400 extra, and I was like,
yeah.
I didn't tell Randy and Tara about that. I was like, oh, hell no, no. I'm not letting
You
you
did
know
not
about
need to tell your brother about that. They were money grabbers anyway.
that. Yeah, I know.
Alright guys, once again, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Yes, like,
Thank you
favorite,
so
and
much for
subscribe.
watching.
And thank you so much for watching.
We will see you soon. Take care.
See you in
Bye.
the next video. Bye.